and welcome to the Goldsmiths Research Group in ELF. We are a group of researchers in English as a lingua franca, and we decided to put together a series of short videos to share our research and to engage viewers in the field of English as a lingua franca. So just shortly, English as a lingua franca is a medium of communication among people from different backgrounds, usually where English is not their first language. It's therefore the way people use English in multilingual context around the world, where other languages are spoken. Multilingualism is therefore part of English as a lingua franca, so much so that one of the main researchers in the area, Jennifer Jenkins, coined the word English as a multilingua franca, or EMF. So in this video, we will introduce the work done in various areas of English as a lingua franca, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you.
In the past decades, English has reached the status of a global language, and today is primarily learned as a second or foreign language. For this reason, more and more applied linguists are calling for a shift that will reflect that scenario in language teacher education. And when it comes to the implications of ELF to language teaching, one of the most influential initiatives has been the idea of ELF awareness. In short, through ELF-aware teacher education programs, first, teachers engage with ELF theory, then they design and implement ELF-aware lessons for their own teaching contexts, and at the end of the process, they evaluate the results. In practice, this involves decentralizing the native speaker as the only source and target of legitimate English use. That also means focusing on intelligibility, developing intercultural awareness, and valuing lingua franca contexts as learning environments. The objective is to equip language teachers to be autonomous, to change language policies, curricula, and class planning according to the real communicative needs of their multilingual learners of English. Currently, we can estimate that most applied linguists in ELF research, especially teacher educators, have advocated for an integrative approach that doesn't replace what is normally done in English as a foreign language, but instead expands it. This is a prolific context of ELF research with a growing number of theses, books, and scientific articles.
Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to introduce some specific domains of ELF use: business and academic communication. These two areas of investigation have been particularly useful to inform further research. Firstly, the academic domain has been regarded as one of the driving forces behind the spread of ELF. Consequently, researchers have declared great interest in higher education because it can be considered a prototypical ELF scenario. This precious investigation was made possible thanks to the large-scale corpus-based collection of nature occurring spoken data from spoken genres, such as lectures, conference, and seminar presentations, the ELFA, English as a lingua franca in academic setting corpus, which has been recently supplemented by Written ELFA, which is made up of academic text written in ELF. ELFA has revealed what kind of communication is carried out in this area. It is characterized by variability, flexibility of syntactic forms, hybridization of vocabulary, and accommodative strategic use of interaction tools. The field converged in calling for language policies and practices taking into consideration students' linguistic, cultural, and social diversity on the basis of corpus evidence of how English is used as a contact language in academic contexts. Concerning business discourse, it can be said that it is founded on the twin notion of discourse, situated action, and language at work, beyond the boundaries of a primarily pedagogical focus. The goal-oriented nature of business domain bias communication was defined as BELF, which originally stood for Business English as lingua franca. But later, the acronym referred to English as business lingua franca to emphasize the domain of use rather than the type of English. In my view, BELF competence is an intricate construction involving knowledge and skills of business, culture, and communication. It is on a more functional level than official English proficiency. It implies knowledge of business genres rather than grammatical correctness. The ability to check for understanding, ask for clarifications, and paraphrase as a key component in all ELF scenarios. In addition, ELF expertise calls for clarity and accuracy in the presentation of business content, knowledge of business-specific vocabulary and genre conventions, and the ability to connect on the relational level.
As for the migrants and refugees setting, there are studies that use naturally occurring conversations to assess the interactions between non-Western migrants and asylum seekers and Italian authorities. These ELF users share very diverse linguistic and cultural backgrounds and presuppositions, as well as different institutional power. And ELF researchers would investigate, for example, how these factors impact the presence of misunderstanding and understanding, and the use of accommodation and face negotiating strategies in the communication. There are other studies in the Middle East, in East Asia, and in Finland that use questionnaires and interviews to explore how migrants and migrant workers achieve mutual understanding with the locals or their employers, or how they juggle between using English and the local language as lingua francas for integration purposes, shedding light on the support that can be given to ELF users interacting in similar scenarios. Moving on to other contexts, an area of ELF research that has just begun concerns the use of ELF in medical and healthcare contexts. In MELF, or Medical English as a Lingua Franca, researchers engage with how accurate information exchange and/or rapport building is attained among healthcare professionals themselves, and also between healthcare seekers and healthcare providers, where they come from very different backgrounds. An impact of MELF research will be to inform any revision to the nursing and medical curriculum, and to enhance patient safety and the quality of care that patients receive. Finally, there are other developing areas of ELF research, and one of them is interpreting translation and English as a lingua franca, where researchers addresses the intrinsic multilingual and translational nature of ELF. A conceptualization of ELF as a translational lingua franca is proposed. Researchers analyze the influence that ELF and translation and interpreting have on each other, and how ELF affect further development of the industry. Thank you for watching the video. Please do tell us what you think by leaving comments. If you enjoyed this video and would like to know more about ELF through our channel, please like and subscribe.